Sylas still available, Trundle still available. Definitely a lot of good answers to this Sejuani as of right now.
See where they want to go, but Sejuani almost never a bad first pick. So 100 is happy to snap it up there for Amazing. Haven't seen too much spiciness. That's certainly not it. But hard to blame Echo Fox for giving Azir to a player like Phoenix, who is so good in this sort of metagame.
Yeah, I mean, those are some of the highlight plays for Phoenix. Have always been on Azir. It's going to be strong late game for them once again, and this is kind of a return to Echo Fox when they got a lot of their wins. Just pick more scaling than the other team and look for those late game team fights. Aatrox and Azir are both extremely powerful late game team fighters. Aatrox looking for those resets, Azir able to keep their backline safe as well as scale really well with the DPS.
Certainly been a somewhat bumpy road for both these teams, but recently have looked a lot better. We'll see who can kind of snap that little win streak on either side, as Corki, the expected pickup there for Ryu, but again, another player that has been so consistently strong for the Thieves since joining them. It's the reason why FakeGod has come up from Academy to play, because they cannot play all their imports. And again, I think especially in this metagame, Ryu has really shone in the mid to late game for the team. And there's Kennen going to be locked in by the looks of things as well. So this counter pick already into Aatrox, and certainly something that FakeGod will be comfortable with.
No surprises anywhere in this draft phase. High priority champions right now being first picked. Kennen, the most capable counter into Aatrox, as we've already been over in the last game. Here we go, though. Finally, we get some spice in it. The Sylas jungle is going to come out. This is one of my personal favorites to the Sejuani, especially because Sejuani has such a great ultimate to seal. Plus, you can go the Conqueror on Sylas. You can stack it up very quickly with this champion coming from the jungle and be a much bigger DPS threat than the Sejuani. Kennen is also another great ultimate to steal. So even though it's only been 3 champions shown from the side of 100 Thieves, I feel very confident picking this Sylas and looking for another scaling champion. This one coming from the jungle. It's absolutely insane what their late game can look like if Echo Fox, get there on even footing.
Yeah, you get a full belt of Corki rockets as well when you take that ulti, so that's not even bad for MikeYeung there from the jungle. However, we'll see how the rest of the draft does shake out. Bottom lane is receiving all the attention, unsurprising given that both teams have decided to take top half for their first phase. So Kalista, Kai'Sa, Ezreal, and one more to go there for 100 Thieves. We'll see if another marksman joins the fray.
All right, Ezreal and Kai'Sa and Kalista. Caitlyn's still available. Lux is also still up as a partner, so you might want to break up the Caitlyn Lux. That's a super aggressive lane, pushes in really heavily. All right, both of them are going to still be available here for the end of it. Sivir picked up. Yumi's off the table, but you can just go with the more standard partner as well.
We'll see what 100 Thieves do decide on here, if it is something as straightforward as the Caitlyn Lux here. For Bang and Afro, but are going to have to show both halves here as they do have to round out the draft. Jinx is kind of an old school one, but wouldn't mind to see it into Sivir.
We just got a Deft game on Jinx over in Korea a couple nights ago.
All right, that's
bringing
Jinx
that one back out.
Kench.
All right, if Deft is going to do it, Bang's going to do it. Here we go. Jinx, definitely capable of taking over these team fights. Resets on getting excited are huge, and if Kennen Sejuani initiations can set the Jinx Corki up, that is a tremendous amount of damage that can come through. Now it's up to Aphromoo on the Tahm Kench to try and keep that hyper carry alive.
Ooh.
Survive long enough for it. Hakuho on the Pyke now. Sivir Pyke, I love this combination. Sivir annihilates the wave. She can even be left in 2v1 scenarios to deal with wave clear and allow the Pyke to go get some roams off and get some action.
Well, certainly a very different type of champion. Hakuho had such a great game yesterday that it is exciting to see him on a playmaker, something that he was known for with skill shot accuracy, even on enchanters like Morgana.
Also, it's a good counter pick, I believe, into Tahm Kench, for me at least, because if you get them low enough for the health threshold, then a late thick skin activation, which Tahm Kench is used to doing, because you want to use it late to get the most value out of it, actually won't help you against Pyke. You can still get that execute with the ultimate, get the cash, and spread it around.
And I think Echo Fox will see if they can maybe play a bit faster. Otherwise, we may be going quite late in this one. Certainly 100 Thieves will be more than happy to just casually stroll towards the 35-minute mark, because that is some late game.
All right, here we go. 100 Thieves versus Echo Fox. Important battle here, climbing back up the standings. Both of them really making big moves here towards the end of summer and have their eyes on playoffs. Who's gonna come out on top?
Well, we'll see what happens here. But certainly both teams have been on some hot streaks recently, but that will have to end here as we look to close out week 6. Again, I think 100 Thieves have just maybe looked a little bit more consistent, certainly picking like it here in this draft, just wanting to have nice and stable champions, but with something like Pyke into the mix and Sylas, which I know is your current favorite seasoning, Kobe, there's always opportunity.
That's true.
The spicy Sylas.
100% of my games over the last 2 months have been jungle Sylas.
And is the Conqueror, which you mentioned earlier, come pretty standard, I believe, on the champion.
Yeah, you can go electrocute, and that's, I think, a super good option for solo queue. Makes your ganks a lot more bursty, especially early game. But Conqueror, especially if you're playing into something like Sejuani, tank matchup, very, very powerful. And I think it's just generally better for pro play, considering the pace of the games. Both of them starting on the top sides here, and a defensive trinket ward does go down early.
Just two, sorry, on the 100 Thief side, but nothing too crazy. MikeYeung actually did a recall, but is looking to walk back to the same side of the jungle anyway.
And that ward, we can go a little bit deeper into it because it is just kind of that standard recall where a lot of the junglers will drop a control ward and then go back and switch to a sweeper. There's this one right here by the tri-brush. That basically blocks a possible level 2 gank from MikeYeung. Sylas, while it is a really good scaling jungle champion, can just go red buff into ganks. You can catch people by surprise basically 100% of the time, I feel like, because they're really not expecting it. Sylas is not even still a super common jungler, and they don't expect the level 2, but you can just get that E and go for a very, very powerful early gank, oftentimes getting at least a summoner spell for your troubles. So that ward serves 2 purposes. It was kind of free because he just recalled and went back to go get a sweeper for himself, but also blocks a possible level 2 early route.
Well, let's see if there is any action here in the bottom half of the map. Expecting Hakuho to have to be the one to get that going. Apollo, though, as you mentioned, is doing step 1 of any Sivir Pyke lane, which is push the wave as fast as possible in towards the enemy turret. Amazing, also going to transfer up to the top side. Going to go red to blue, and looks like he did take the stop at the Raptors as well.
Yeah, Sivir's early plan usually looks like step 1, push lane, then step 2, bunch of question marks, step 3, profit at 500 CS, win game is kind of the classic meme. But honestly, both of these marksmen in the bottom side are crit scaling hyper carries for team fights. Jinx and Sivir, very similar in that regard. Sivir gets to activate her move speed. Jinx requires a reset, either off a turret kill or off a champion kill, which, does require some protection from the rest of your teammates. Everybody kind of coordinates to get you that first kill and allow you to play aggressively. She's great for chase down kills. But yeah, both of them will have very similar build paths and have very similar power spikes. So it's about the laning phase, who's going to get there first, and the jungler intervention.
Also see Phoenix in mid lane is getting some good harassment down onto Ryu's Corki. He does have Comet there for the Azir, so much more suited to kind of get things done in the early laning phase versus a lethal tempo, which is really just leaning into those mid-game team fights.
A little bit less scaling, but definitely more laning power. Let's see here. Can he get the stop? A little bit too deep under the turret. Are you willing to take that turret shot, PastryTime?
Am I?
Are you?
Yes. Should I? Probably not.
Oh.
MikeYeung sweepers down towards the bottom half of the map. Hakuho looking for the hook. Ooh, Aphromoo with a greatly timed devour. Gonna put a stop to that one. MikeYeung off to the minions he goes.
Tahm Kench, baby. That's a huge reason why still picked, even after the nerfs to the Devour. Aphromoo has it in just in time there.
Going for again, though. Finds the hook, ignite down, bang force to flash. MikeYeung, though, back in. Here's the 100 Thieves jungler, though, as Amazing wraps around.
Yeah, not going to be able to get in there. He is definitely around for the Krug's kill. Hakuho continuing to fish and zone them off of these minions here. Definitely some time spent, but effective time, I think, from MikeYeung, as They're able to get the flash off of Bang in the end. Hakuho just doesn't give up on the play. The Devour cooldown is insanely long now. It's gotten nerfed multiple times. At level 1, it is 20 seconds. So having used that on the initial gank allowed Hakuho to go for that. Now, the wraparound from Sejuani, part 2.
Yeah, now this time it's a 3v2 in 100 Thieves favor onto Apollo. They look. Gonna spell shield it up, but still one more auto needed. Hakuho with a great bit of coverage, though. Dashes over, gets amazing stun before he can proc the permafrost and even hook back in for a bit of extra damage.
Yeah, they're trying to teach him a lesson. You gank our lane, you're gonna take some damage. And on the outside, they actually had split targets there. You know, a little bit they got the tongue slow onto Hakuho, then Sejuani going for the combo onto Apollo, but no real advantage gained at all for it.
Yeah, Solo cooking up something there in the top lane. Does get the flash out of FakeGod. As expected, Kennen was ahead early in this matchup, but Solo already seems like he's kind of taking control of the 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's around the level 6 where the Aatrox really starts to threaten those all-ins once again, and you catch right back up in CS, but I have to say, FakeGod actually didn't even get that big of a lead early on, so this might be scary for him. We talked a little bit about in the intro if Solo was going to be a really rough matchup for FakeGod. It looks to be the case. Solo blowing the flash of FakeGod, pushing him into the turret here, going to be able to get the reset as well. This is definitely going to put a lot more pressure on 100 Thieves' top half of the map. It's going to make it a lot more difficult to play off of that. And no teleport will be available for FakeGod. Let's see if Solo can walk his way back. Nah, he's going to use his back to lane as well, I guess, keep up that pressure. So at least for 100 Thieves, the threat of the teleport discrepancy and making the play down bottom isn't going to be there. But simply Solo blowing that flash is going to draw up jungle pressure, and that allows MikeYeung to start up the dragon.
Yep, that is going to be enough space here for Fox. Is amazing. Going to look to make things uneven here in top. Solo ready with a flash, but amazing. No ulti going to have to charge in. World under popped, and Solo, bit of a taunt as he backs away.
Yep. He's able to earn basically the dragon by absorbing that pressure. Blows the flash on FakeGod, able to get out with just popping his ultimate. Without the ultimate, though, Aatrox definitely going to have to play way less aggressively, especially since MikeYeung on the Sylas took a lot of damage off the dragon, and he's not coming up top anytime soon.
Solo just going to get what minions he can under the turret. Has only missed one so far, I believe, and that will stay. And Solo ticks over to level 7, keeping the CS even. Having Merc Treads means I think 1v1, Solo certainly feels very comfortable. So we'll move our eyes back down to this bottom half of the map once again. CS sword stun for both, so that pushing power is increased. I feel like in any case, we're going to have jungle intervention to really tip the balance in these lanes.
MikeYeung trying to make an attempt down there, seen on the ward though, and they know he's quite low health. Sylas with the Kingslayer, of course. If you get into melee range, you can get a burst of healing, but pretty dangerous if you've already given away your position on the ward as well. So it is going to just be a recall and reset. Amazing is level 6, though, on the Sejuani. Without summoners blown from Hakuho and Apollo, it's going to be hard to actually convert to a kill, an attempt on bottom, but they might be able to get some summoners.
6 for both marksmen here in bottom lane. Apollo taking some damage there from the tongue lash. Hakuho also maybe thinking that when he hits 6, they can try some sort of 2v2 all-in, but with Amazing, we know being down to that side would be not a good move to go for, and MikeYeung has finally paid some attention to the top lane here.
Yeah, it looks like he was waiting for a counter gank here, and the junglers are on opposite sides of the map, so neither jungler with any recent information on their opponents, but it is going to be a steal for Amazing in the blue buff here. And that is going to be a pretty big heads-up denial from the Azir. Let's see if bottom lane actually takes any action. Bang and Aphromoo doing a good job pushing that wave in. And actually prepping it for Sejuani. Possible dive situation.
Certainly Amazing, even sticking out of the brush.
Oh, no spell shield.
There's the flash ulti, nails Apollo. Amazing, under the turret they go. Apollo going to burn the ulti after flashing away.
Oh,
has enough damage to snipe Apollo for first blood.
Oh my goodness, that must have been exact damage right there. Huge, huge burst. You get 25% of the target's missing health for Jinx, but the threshold very, very close, and with that Ignite ticking down, it was just enough. Bang! Right on the money!
Focusing on Pyke's execute, we forgot about the Jinx ult as Bang with a very stylish first blood, and Amazing sets up the dive nicely. And now, Apollo is even more vulnerable if they do want to make a revisit there.
That is a super mega death rocket, indeed. Let's take a look here at the exact finish, because this is level 6s, and they burn the spell shield, so that causes Amazing to flash off screen to be able to land that ultimate. And then with the Ignite ticking down, it's around 400. Oh, back to life.
Here comes Phoenix. Good stun there from MikeYeung after he stole the Glacial Prison, but can't really follow up. Here's Hakuho, though. Maybe Fox have enough power to turn this back around. Will not commit. You can see Moby Boots now there for Hakuho. A lot more interested in getting out of his bot lane and trying to affect other areas of the map.
Yeah, and that bottom lane play we just witnessed really encapsulates the change that we've seen from 100 Thieves over this summer. It has been, well, topside.
Ulti from FakeGod. Here's Amazing to try and turn it back around. They'll get the flash out of Solo, though.
Where's the taunt? Taunt up again. He had to burn flash this time, maybe feeling a little bit less liberal with the taunting, but Solo does escape with his life for now.
Going back onto FakeGod, though, going to miss the second sweet spot. Here's Amazing with the regank very quick, and Solo will finally pay the price. That's a kill over. Oh, the Duke Rocket actually enough. Amazing. Forced to commit his ulti, but still gets the kill.
And it's a good thing you didn't taunt there, because Amazing with the repeat gank. This guy has changed 100 Thieves completely. Able to get both kills on the board for the squad. Meanwhile, bottom side, the turret plates keep falling. One more shot. Not able to quite get it off this minion wave, but Bang and Aphromoo are really taking advantage.
Nice hook there onto Bang, but can't really all in there. I mean, they've got the Pyke ult, they've got the Ignite, but the TK Devour already. Jinx is not the target you want to really be going for in this lane. And Bang and Aphro continuing to build great stats here since kind of the change to the team. He's up about 20 CS, hammering this turret.
Let's take another look at the top side play. This was gank number 2, by the way. FakeGod right there does a good job baiting Solo in and knows exactly what he's doing, because Amazing is wrapping around with the Blast Cone, walks up and takes the Q1 from Solo. Meanwhile, yeah, I could have said it. Solo's like, come on! Classic top laner frustration with getting camped there. However, that's your own hubris to blame. You had no wards, you just got ganked by Sejuani, and they blew your flash, so definitely keeping up the pressure. 100 Thieves keeping up their climbing in the rankings as well.
Yeah, I wonder if the gesture there is more for really you're here again, or oh, it took 3 ultis, I guess.
Yeah.
But regardless, they'll take it. 100 Thieves back down to the Drake pit, looking to maybe collect their first one of the game. Fox did take cloud number 1 after the early topside pressure that 100 Thieves showed. After Solo did absorb that first gank, but with bottom lane having all this strength for 100 Thieves.
All right, vision check, Pastry. It's all in the favor of 100 Thieves. I don't even have enough circles here to get all the control wards that they've been able to put up. Echo Fox are trying to get some defensive ones in place. You see these two on the bottom half, and that is going to see 100 Thieves, but it's not going to allow them to do anything about it. The Cloud Drake has started up, and control ward number 1 is down, so 100 Thieves looking to capitalize on this, take the objective, and even up that move speed. Unless some really crazy stuff happens, I think this is going to be 1 Cloud Drake apiece.
Yep, no crazy stuff does ensue. So the Cloud Drakes do even up. Phoenix was back in base, but does now have a Nashor's Tooth. So as far as individual strength goes, he's pretty good. But wasn't really opportunity for them to do anything other than give away the Drake. So 100 Thieves will hold 2-0 up in a pretty decent lead. The plates are running out though, so this Herald value is dropping slightly. Certainly still worth it if you can take a turret. Mid lane attention though also being brought. Both MikeYeung and Amazing around the area, but the PvE continues and junglers leave. That's how I feel every solo queue game.
Yeah, and if it's a PvE race, you know, MikeYeung now is up to the Runic Echoes at least for the Sylas. Oh, hook does land.
Stun lands as well, not bad, but again, tough to commit with TK going offense actually. Aphromoo just slapping down Hakuho. In fact, here's Amazing. Does have flash ult ready. Looks for the hook, does not connect that one, but Amazing still here. No, he's not.
Oh, he is!
See me?
Now you don't. He slipped into the brush onto the bottom side here. Little wraparound gank for Amazing. Are they going to cancel? He does cancel the recall.
MikeYeung and Phoenix also coming down here, so Amazing going to have to leave the area. Hakuho maybe going to charge up the spear again. Just a bit of pressure here from Fox as Looks like 3 members of the Thieves will take their recalls.
And because of all these advantages in the bottom side for 100 Thieves, it is definitely Bang way ahead on the build path. So we talked about with Jinx and Sivir going for very similar items here. It's just a significant advantage here. 800 gold in the favor of Bang with the extra kill. So he gets to fully complete the Infinity Edge as well as upgrading the move speed and attack speed for Berserker Greaves. There's just so much extra power now after that recall. Mid lane.
The least expected Aphromoo gank is amazing. Oh, that was very fancy. Phoenix though is going to burn the watch, puts the ulti down, but sniped by Ryu. With Bang's rocket coming in as well.
100 Thieves just keep on firing, and there hasn't been an answer from Echo Fox yet. During that recall, roam from Aphromoo, supplemented by Amazing. They're able to get the kill this time for their other carry, Ryu in the mid lane. That's going to be enough for his Trinity Force next time he goes back. Amazing starting up this Rift Herald, though. MikeYeung's in the area, and they might try and answer without their mid laner. There's no way Phoenix can join, so that's really dangerous. They should just give this one up on the side of Echo Fox and let 100 Thieves have it.
Looks like they've decided on the same thing. 100 Thieves will indeed take the Rift Herald down. Bottom lane, no pressure continues. Hakuho finds another combo, but Aphromoo forced to convert the Devour this time. Taking damage now, though, is Hakuho. Aphromoo offensive Tahm Kench, but he gets flipped over by the hook, and now Apollo gonna try and take down Afro solo. Also commits his TP to come down here, so Aphromoo will be left for dead. Who's gonna collect the credit? It's Phoenix that zips in for it.
Afro saw glory in his eyes. He wanted that support on support kill, but the teleport comes in, the mid lane road comes in, and they are able to defend Hakuho, get the counter kill. They leave topside exposed, though. Amazing activating that Rift Herald we saw them take. 100 Thieves going to get a tower for their trouble.
Yeah, first tower gold also still up for grabs, so that bit of bonus money will go over to 100 Thieves. As Amazing and FakeGod split the difference on that. Solo arrives just in time to watch the turret crumble to pieces, although MikeYeung being here maybe will force some sort of 2v2. Looks like both junglers are going to back away as the game is slowly opening up, but let's watch this engage again.
All right, Hakuho goes in. Really good job there. He faces the model towards Aphromoo, but then he throws the Bone Skewer at Bang. However, his exit is blocked. He has to flash over the wall. In time, though, is able to get another Bone Skewer off to flip Aphromoo over his shoulder, save himself, and give Aphromoo no way out. Cornered in enemy territory, nowhere to go. He does get that ward down, though. That's one of those wards, as you're dying, just kind of coughing it up and throwing out some sort of objective. Always keeping his vision score in mind, even when he's about to die.
Well, I still like the aggression from Aphromoo, even if it maybe wasn't the correct play. I'll leave that one up to someone else to decide. Phoenix, though, with the scoop onto Ryu. Gonna force the flash. MikeYeung with a point-blank ulti. He's gonna stun up Amazing, but now he's forced into stasis. Hakuho, though, looking to make those ultis sing. Onto Afro he goes. He needs to try and get out of there, as Solo's also made his way back down. 1-for-1 so far. But Aphromoo gonna try and make it.
Oh, one more
again! This is what he wanted earlier, but Hakuho still getting out of there, does everything! And stays alive.
Hakuho with the fancy footwork on Pyke. And due to Pyke's passive, he can heal up half the damage as well. Hakuho, some pretty big plays for Echo Fox. Let's see if it actually turns into anything for them. That's 2 kills back on the board. Much needed money for Echo Fox. And the defense starting to come in. Remember, Echo Fox is the team with hyper scaling here. Both sides do have good late game options. But Echo Fox, if you start to give over too much money to this squad, it's going to get very dangerous. Amazing hops back in on the Dragon, though. During the reset, they want to take the objective in the aftermath.
Yeah, kind of just dance them around the river, and that's actually enough time for 100 Thieves to go ahead and get their second strike of the game. That'll be all 3 clouds, with 2-1 advantage being gifted over to the Thieves. Ryu also applying that pressure, does have the Triforce finish, as we expected from earlier. MikeYeung also going to get swept out, but that mid turret is dead. Here's Afro riding FakeGod in. Actually finds the summon. Now MikeYeung going to steal the cannon ulti and pop it away, but he gets popped by Amazing instead.
Yeah, that's one thing. You're not too tanky on the Sylas. Even if you steal the Kennen ultimate, he's got no defense to go in with it, and immediately gets focused down by 100 Thieves. Good job by 100 Thieves there. Just focusing the Sylas, immediately taking him down. Not allowing for the stuns to come through. Solo's on the bottom side getting the objective, but now he's got to find a way out. Surrounded, Hakuho coming to try and give him away.
Stun lands. They're actually maybe going to fight their way out as their potential solution. Hakuho, though, stunned up. He will sacrifice himself for Solo, and Solo will get out.
Noble sacrifice right there. Support going into sacrifice for Solo to get a way out. Does drop in the end, and 100 Thieves will take that cash. See what they can do with it, because they still have the turret advantage, and bottom side's about to fall too, so they can knock that last outer turret over. That really opens up a lot of this movement for them. Amazing's currently on the bottom side, though, looking for Solo.
Ulti ready. Level 2 as well for the Sejuani. Solo going to get knocked up. Can't quite juke the Arctic Assault. Ulti out. Nice and easy stun, and they'll follow through for the damages. Bang once again with the coverage, but Solo's still dancing away. Amazing. Devoured by Afro, and that's a successful kill for 100 Thieves.
Look at the minimap during the state of the minimap during that, too. I mean, there was nobody really pushed up for Echo Fox except for Solo. So it kind of is standing out like a sore thumb there. You know, if you have only one of your lanes playing aggressively, pushing out the minions like that without the extra vision, then that's surely going to be the one that gets chopped off. That's just going to be, you know, basic human reactions there. And 100 Thieves send multiple members down there. They kill off Solo. They push back on the turret. Ryu with his Trinity Force is taking it down. Echo Fox trying to make a power play on the top half, though.
Will be 2 right now. Afro does almost have his ulti back up. So it looks like it will just be a trade of turrets. Still a tier 2 for an outer turret. Always a nice feeling as Ryu does manage to polish off the turret in bot lane.
All right, Echo Fox, can they recover from this deficit? Couple thousand golds, 1 extra Cloud Drake. It's definitely doable. The map state really hard to deal with, though, as another of those turrets was taken down, and a bunch of extra wards were moved up by 100 Thieves afterwards. Phoenix just continuing to try and get as much money possible here on the Azir for those big late game fights.
Have to be careful as well between Afro and Amazing. There's just so many good tools for him to pick people off. Tahm, Kench, or any global really, always good when the map is opened up in your favor. And Bang and Afro had a great laning phase as well, as that Jinx is pretty rapidly moving in towards those items. Actually almost 1,000 gold up ahead of Apollo.
And honestly, looking at the 5-on-5 situation here, 100 Thieves have a lot of easy to use hard CC to set this up. Since Ryu and Bang have so much damage, these team fights should look really good for 100 Thieves. If they've got Amazing on the front line, setting up an opening for FakeGod to get in there, he's got Flash available. This could look very, very dangerous for Echo Fox. We'll see if they can make the tricky outplays. You know, you'll usually want to use the Azir wall to knock a Kennen back, but if the Kennen has Flash, it makes it a lot more tricky.
Red buff contest here. That's the package over from Ryu. Red goes over to Apollo, actually, so intended recipient and an ulti steal there for MikeYeung onto Amazing Sejuani. Not so bad.
And critically, MikeYeung's finished the Zhonyas on Sylas. So while Sylas can steal the Kennen and Sejuani ultimates now, he can also buy some time for himself with the Zhonya's activation. Here comes Abyssal Wedge.
Yep, kind of what we were thinking here. Solo just going to pop the ulti and get himself killed by Bang. Cannot be that far forward versus the Tahm Kench.
Once again, we got to look at the minimap here. This is Echo Fox at their second turret. This one was right in the mid lane too, but bottom lane completely exposed and all the way up to basically the second tower there. And immediately, Abyssal Voyage comes down. This is level 11 now for Aphromoo 2, by the way. The range on the Abyssal Voyage gets much, much longer, so you have to play more carefully when you're pushing out on the side lane. You don't have extra vision, the enemy has plenty of movement, and 100 Thieves are using it well. Continually getting these kills, getting these picks onto Solo.
Also the first time Amazing did not participate in a kill. Only 6 out of 7 now, which isn't too bad. But the pressure is continuing to mount. Ryu's basically been a one-man siege weapon. Just going to side lanes and shooting down turrets. Does have the Essence Reaver now finished again. So even more into the late game here. Hook not going to connect. Ryu does Valk early, just to make sure the Pyke can't grab him. And there's a Mountain Drake up as well, which would make 100 Thieves' job much easier when it comes down to continuing to keep their map advantage, and they will start it.
Yeah, definitely going to put some more threat on the Baron, and they've already got a control ward on that Baron, so they are ready to go with pushing this game plan ahead. Phoenix here on the side of Echo Fox, at least he has been able to get his Banshees, so he's actually looking to make one of those big plays, sweep in and get the big Azir sec. He's got Flash available, and that might be how Echo Fox can pull their way back into this game, but currently 100 Thieves just continually racking up objective after objective. Bang's got the Zeal lead currently in the AD carry race as far as itemization goes. And Corki here, Ryu's got plenty of firepower with Trinity Force and Essence Reaver. That's insane cooldown reduction to just constantly spam out poke pre-fight and try and whittle the opponents down.
FakeGod again behind, but still just fine with the situation. Solo pushing up, but this time he has Hakuho behind him, and we can see that the Thieves are over on the left, more concerned about the Baron. So Solo is trying to continue to apply pressure. Now 100 open out onto mid lane, but Fox just back away. Certainly been a bit slower in kind of this early game, but 100 Thieves not that far away from just, you know, getting all that, using all the vision they've built, running straight to the Baron, taking it, and then the game just breaks wide open. All this happens again. As Abyssal Voyage back down, Slow does not connect from Bang, and over the wall he goes for the Blast Cone, so Solo this time will be safe.
All right, Solo is able to escape with his life. Also his Summoner spell, which is going to be critical, because 25.5 minutes into the game, this is going to be the big team fight that determines Baron #1. And Baron #1 has huge, huge repercussions when both teams are running this amount of scaling for the late game 5-on-5s. 100 Thieves starting it up already. Bang using the rockets over the wall here to DPS Baron, and Echo Fox have nothing to say about it. I don't believe they saw anyone get in there.
See this.
So
they had the speed train, but that's not enough. 100 Thieves find the angle, they take down the Baron, and Fox just wake up and say, hey, what happened?
Well, what happened is you already lost Baron #1. No team fight necessary, so 100 Thieves can just go on sieging duty now, get the reset, fully stock up, and it should be a straight line.
And Ryu's like, yeah, I don't want that rapid fire cannon thing. Give me the second BF sword. Looking for that Infinity Edge as the third item here. Corki just spiraling up in power. Bang doing the same here on the Jinx. And these two champions are already pretty good at hitting turrets. Going to be made even better with the addition of the Baron buff. So 2 minutes and 50 seconds of tough stuff for Fox to try and weather.
Yeah, Bang tried to get a couple more CS there so he could finish his rapid fire. So it's a little bit of a desynced recall, but now he's been able to go back and finish it, and this should signal the 100 Thieves push. Jinx with rapid fire and rocket form is insane range. So all he has to do is charge it up, then you can walk in, take a giant chunk off of either a tower or even one of the frontline members of Echo Fox. That chunk is gonna go a long way for the team fight, because both Aatrox and Sylas are actually really good targets for pre-team fight poke, and with the rockets and the super long range Jinx and Corki doing damage here, Echo Fox have to be very worried about the prep work.
Again, you kind of mentioned the simplicity of the comp that 100 Thieves have drafted. At this point, you can just shoot whoever's in front of you as Ryu is forced to back away. I think that was the package.
Yeah.
I guess he hit a wall, that's why I didn't go very far. But the seed is still here. The fastest way to this inhib, and of course the Nexus, is going to be this bottom lane as FakeGod takes down the tier 2 in mid. So good duo-fold pressure here to the Thieves. And that ulti from Bang, and amazing combos in to take down Hakuho.
That's a 5-0 Sejuani, PastryTime. Amazing has put his stamp on this game, and 100 Thieves are inside the base. They're looking to raise the flag here in Echo Fox territory.
Bang. He doesn't have his ulti, so MikeYeung may survive. But back to the fountain he goes. Inhib already dead in bottom lane, gonna be mid lane shortly after, you have to think, with 15 seconds from Hakuho being back. And I mean, how does Phoenix, despite the farm he has, really do anything? He walks anyway, he's gonna get poked by a marksman with way too much crit. And they'll take the 2 inhibs and leave. 100 Thieves know that they don't have to do too much more. No reason to panic, given the position they're in.
Oh yeah. Definitely cover the panic button with Steel Case right now. They feel completely at ease. Let's take another look. Hakuho tried to make a play onto Ryu. Gets chunked out for his troubles. It was only 2 shots, basically, that got him down to 30%. Then Bang went for the ulti that forces the flash, and Amazing easily able to pick it up after he flashes through. Really nice job by him once again for 5 kills. Sejuani, frontline tank. Super beefy, ready to lead the charge, and let's see if that ends on top side. 100 Thieves have all doors open to them.
FakeGod also getting things going in the top lane, so Fox trying to move through their own jungle, get down some vision and try and find a flank, but don't have too much time with the super minions strolling in both mid and bot. The good news, I guess, is that Baron is wearing out pretty shortly. But that's about it, as MikeYeung will sweep away that ward. Aphro is trying to place down the deepest vision possible to give 100 Thieves all the space they need to siege down the rest of this base.
All right. Echo Fox got to make their stand. Where will they choose their moment? Basin is in shambles. Not many options left. Phoenix trying to get the sand turret here in mid lane to buy a little bit of time. Solo chunking down amazing.
Amazing taking maybe a little more damage than I expected, but I guess his only Warmog's at active is Solo. He's going to pull him back in, going to try and make some sort of hero play. By the end of the time, Kench Devour, Amazing will heal up once the Warmogs kicks in. So Solo commits his ulti and can't get the kill.
Yeah, not enough of a commitment maybe from the rest of the team there, but Solo, I think that was the right idea. They had to make a move. And
oh, MikeYeung, rockets to the face. Into stasis he goes, into the waiting arms of the Chompers, then he does fall down to the Jinx. And Hib now opened up here in the top half. Solo with no ulti this time, trying to fight the Sejuani. Now he's going to get ultied and flash away, but should be taken down as the exhaust is committed to give Ryu that kill. And 100 Thieves is going to stream into the base and keep on picking up wins. They'll take down these Nexus turrets, and slowly but surely, they're moving themselves back into playoff contention. Phoenix, a beautiful Azir ult, but it is too little, too late for Echo Fox, and that's been all 100 Thieves these last few games as Bang puts the finishing touches on the Nexus, and Aphro dances round the fountain.
pretty calm celebration after that one because 100 Thieves had been in control for so long.
And I think, again, I kind of warned everyone that maybe this game was going to go super late. There was potential for that, but 100 Thieves knew what to do with what they drafted, played a very consistent, slow, methodical mid-game, and then as soon as they got a lead, knew exactly where to lean to kind of push the rest of the game out. And the story of the Thieves continues. FakeGod may continue to struggle in lanes against a quality opponents here in LCS moving up from Academy, but the rest of the team is doing just great. Maybe the biggest story still is a toss-up between Bang and Aphro and how they're playing recently, or Amazing just being the person that has changed 100 Thieves completely.
Yeah, I think Amazing had a really, really good game. Getting effective ganks off on both sides of the map. 100 Thieves able to play the top side matchup, get a little bit of baiting going on as well to pull ahead. Once, Bang and Aphromoo were ahead as well, they were able to control so much for them. And with sneaking the Baron, 2 members over the back wall, rocket range for Bang, able to DPS over the corner. With the extra siege power in that matchup, it's going to be a wash.
Certainly so, and part of me wonders why Ryu and Prolly ever had a falling out. That was a relationship that they built so much on, and Ryu back into the team, now ultra consistent, and the Thieves have just looked so good from there. But for more on how 100 Thieves, nope, not yet. We'll get an interview in just a moment, I promise. Actually, I shouldn't promise that, me. It might be something else.
I can interview you, my friend.
All right.
Because 100 Thieves have made such a big change. A lot of people are starting to think now, should they have as much confidence as previously with this team, right? It's such a different look. I think that it is definitely going to be a playoff team, but we shall see.
Yeah, that's what you think. We'll see what anyone else does. As for more on how 100 Thieves picked up another win, let's hand it off to the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Thank you very much, Pastry. We got you with the bait and switch. No interview, just
interview
the
me.
3 of us. I will interview you, Mark Z. 100 Thieves. I mean, what a turnaround for this squad, this split. And Amazing, I think, is the person that we have to look to in this conversation. Very impressive scoreline here. Has very much been the catalyst for this team turning things around in summer.
Unbelievable, because you take a guy that you normally would not look for in the team. He was casting over in Europe, barely playing. It's like, all right, is this guy going to be the one that brings us back together and holds down the team that has some of the best players in the world, yet is struggling? Somehow the answer has been yes. Amazing is the solution.
He brought some fire to the team that was clearly lacking after last split. And before Ryu and FakeGod came in to help him out, he was the one kind of trying to pump people up and was clearly animated and upset about their losses. And then once he got a little bit more help, he was finally able to help push them over the hump from losing and into the winning side. and now he's looking great. Like he looks like a stud right now.
All I'm saying is, if you look at the score lines of the imports, importing from Europe seems to have a better success rate than importing from Korea.
At the moment, it very much does. I mean, I think it speaks to the conversation that Amazing had on stage yesterday, where he said that 2016 was an inflection point in his life and in his career for how he kind of approached things professionally, how he approached his work and reframed himself, in terms of his mindset towards success. And I think you can see that quite obviously he has come in to a leadership position within this team, that he's lit a fire under some asses in some fashion to get this team fired up about the possibility of winning. And now the wins are coming, and it is him being the catalyst, not only as a leader, but within the play itself.
He's had the luxury of being able to retire from competitive play and really just have a sense of clarity about both his life, his play, and what it means to be a good teammate. And he's nailed it now. You get to come back understanding, what did I do wrong last time, and what do I need to do to improve? And with that kind of self-reflection, when you got a team that is struggling, that has so many rookies, it is kind of, what do you call it? Clinical for you to see, okay, these are the issues and I know how to address them because I've been through this before, and it's just a matter of making sure that everyone sees what I'm seeing, and I think that he's doing that just fine.
Well, I think the big thing is junglers are one of the only positions that see the entire game as it's happening. So you are probably in a unique position to identify the problems that a team is running into. And so having a veteran, vocal leader with a lot of emotional and in-game experience come in, that's kind of the ideal candidate to hopefully start turning things around. Now, like we said, it did take some other changes to kind of get them out of their funk, but he was kind of that catalyst, because you can say, like, all this stuff is going wrong. As a jungler, I'm seeing all three lanes, whereas some people can sometimes get isolated.
And now I kind of want to look at some of those other changes, but through the lens of Bang. Funnily enough, because while he has stayed the same, stayed within the lineup, the difference is the pieces around him. FakeGod in the top lane and Ryu in the mid lane. So these are Bang's stats before and after the duo of FakeGod and
Korea
Ryu
Bang on the right
have come in.
You see this down 1.1K at 15 individually.
On average,
That's not the team. That's the individual.
In the first 2 weeks. And now he's averaging up almost 500 gold a game for weeks 3 through 6 with those two players coming in. And so quite clearly there's been a major shift, right? And whether or not that is Amazing being unlocked to give attention now where he deems, as opposed to where maybe someday was demanding or needed, there's just been an ultimate shift in how the team approaches the game.
Yeah, and we don't know exactly what the communication was like before. Maybe someday was asking for too many resources. Maybe he wasn't. Who knows? But either way, the team plays around him much better. The dives in the bot lane to set him up to unlock him, the ganks. And, like, Ryu is so much more active than Soligo was. We looked into these stats today for the mid lane tier list. I saw Soligo had the lowest forward percentage of any mid lane in league, and now Ryu is much more aggressive, moving around the map. Yeah, he makes some mistakes. I think he was the only person who died this game. I think he died for both their deaths or something, but that's okay because he's going out in the map on Corki and packaging around and trying to make things happen.
And I know he keeps saying, someday, such a great top laner, why can't he be in the lineup? Well, he's just crushing it in Academy right now. Like, he's having a field day.
Still a great player.
6-0, turning around that team. So as 100 Thieves organization, you've just turned around 2 teams. It's not just one. So the fact that Sunday's not involved, sure, it might not be the strongest 100 Thieves Academy team of all time, but you've now divided success up to 2 teams, and that's more people, more happiness. I think it's a good thing.
Well, I think it paints a perfect picture of the idea or the concept that the sum of the parts can very much be, greater than the individual pieces, and that, someday, I think most people would still say is a stronger individual player than FakeGod.
I don't think anybody would challenge that.
Right? And yet, 100 Thieves with FakeGod is a better performing team. And so, whatever it is, this echelon or this version of 5 players is better for 100 Thieves in this moment in the summer split. I do want to update standings now, because where we once thought perhaps impossible for a team like 100 Thieves with where they were a few weeks ago to make it into the playoff picture, they still sit just 1 game behind the Golden Guardians.
And if CLG did not throw that game, Golden Guardians would be tied with 100 Thieves right now. Golden Guardians are fighting for their lives to stay above 100 Thieves. It's a very tight battle between those two teams.
I have to admit that end of week 4, you know, week 3, week 4, I thought playoff picture was decided. I thought we had our 6 teams, that there was a pretty clear separation from Golden Guardians up to TL and then the rest of the league. And now a lot of that's gone out the window. FlyQuest making strides as well.
Yeah, the only one, the Surging Echo Fox.
Surging Echo Fox.
I was so disappointed with this game. Like, to lose that Baron with all 5 members up at 25 minutes, it was like, it felt like they had no fight. I don't know what they were doing. And after coming off the C9 victory, I was like, wow, I'm really excited to start seeing
that
things
barely
turn around.
counted as a win. I think that was such a grueling game. It was the longest game of the split. It takes a toll on you. Even if you win that, you don't feel like you won.
Their balling looked good at least. They had a big CS lead and they were taking
every game, no matter how, if it goes past that certain mark, you have that feeling of we didn't win this. Like it was a fiesta, and it doesn't register as a victory for the players, even if they needed that.
And that might be true, but I could still be disappointed, like Mark, in the discrepancy of performance between yesterday and today, considering that their bot lane was a major reason why they were in that game to win yesterday with massive leads, and then today they're the ones being targeted and shoved out, and largely a reason why 100 Thieves is able to put Bang in a position to deal damage.
They at least fought C9. You know, they made plays. This time I didn't see anything after 18 minutes. I don't know what they did.
Yeah. Things are on the up and up for 100 Thieves. This team continues to surprise and delight here in the summer split. Up next, it's Clutch Gaming versus Optic Gaming. So see who comes out on top when we return.